Well, hello and welcome back to tutorial 49. This is part 2 and we're going to start drawing some lines. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just delete these two lines here because we're not going to be using those in this part of the program. And the simplest thing that we're going to do is we're just going to plot the lines from when the indicator is applied to the chart, or when the chart is refreshed. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to say if last bar on chart, then begin, and we're going to calculate the standard deviation, and that is equal to standard dev, and we're doing this on the right of the linear regression line over a distance of num bars. And I'm going to set that to 1 there, and then having done that we can start drawing the lines. So first of all, draw the center line, and that is going to be center line. Remember, I already created some variables. That is going to be equal to TL underscore new, it's just the standard line drawing, D num bars -1. Remember, we need the -1 because we're starting on the 0 bar. Similarly, T square brackets num bars -1, and the value there is going to be the left. That's what we just calculated, and that's going to go to date, time, and then right. So we've calculated both of those, left and right, already, so I can close that, put semicolon in there, and just put an end. So what we have so far is just drawing the center line. So I'm just going to verify that, make sure that that's okay, which it is, and now we'll see that that center line is being applied to the chart. And what we'll see is that as we get new bars from now on, we will get another linear regression line drawn on the chart. So we'll probably see that in a minute, but in the meantime let's go ahead and draw the lower line and the upper line. So lower line is equal to TL new, and very similar here. What I'm going to do is, just to save time, I'm just going to copy this, and then we'll change the values a little bit when we've done that. So instead of left, we're now going to have left plus num devs down times sdev, and the right is going to be plus num devs down times sdev. Okay, so that is the lower line. In fact, I just need to correct that. That should be a times. And similarly for the upper line. So I'm just going to copy that, just to save a little bit of time, and press enter. So this is going to be upper line, and again, instead of num devs down, it's going to be num devs up, and num devs up. So when we just going to press F3 to verify that, and now let's go back to the chart and just see what that looks like. Now you can see we've got the channel being drawn on the chart with the center line, the lower line, and the upper line. And if we were to just sit here and watch the chart develop, we would see a number of those lines appearing on the chart. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this on pause and come back in a few minutes when other additional bars have been added to the chart. Okay, so left it a few minutes, and you can see now a second line is being drawn on the chart, and if we were just to leave this, it would continue to add lines from the point where we applied it to the chart. So that's the first, perhaps the simplest one to program. And actually what we're going to do is we're going to give each of these a name, and I'm going to call this graph option 2, and you'll see in a moment that we can change the graph option depending on which one we want to appear. So probably the next easiest to program is what I'm going to call graph option 3, and what this does is once applied to the chart, then the line will draw once and then it won't draw any more. So the only difference between that and the previous one is we're going to add this thing, an additional test. I'm going to say if flag equals 0, and I think you can probably see what's going to happen here, then begin, and let's tidy that up, and then we're going to have pretty much the same code that we had a few moments ago, only this time, having drawn the lines, we're going to set flag to be equal to 1. So in other words, once the thing has been drawn once, then we won't try and draw it again. So in order to, I'm just going to verify that, and I'm just going to go back to the chart, and I'm just going to change the graph options 2, or rather to well, it's already 3, which is good. That's what we're looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to refresh, Control R, and if we now leave this a few moments, we'll see that the new bars are formed, but those lines, once they've been determined by the bars in question, which are these bars here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then those lines will stay in place. Okay, so several minutes have now passed, and you can see that the lines are where we initially applied the indicator, and it has not moved.